Hello and welcome to the 8th episode. This one will be about the London setups. And first of all, let me make a quick review of today London Legend New Year session, because I only did the video trading the PMI. So really quick, you complete the today range. You can see it on the chart, but look at forex.com here, perfect. And you already know what happens when it completes a high time frame range. It reverses, and you will see that this is a filler swing. Here, yep. This is a filler swing. Look at this, look at the time. Remember, we exit on the new candle, and what happened at 55, creates a low, and 4 AM tries to meet the lower low and fails. So to me, this looks like this. So what do we see in 1 hour? We already have the bias for all New York, okay, till here. Alright, so easy longs. Well, you already know how to trade. This is a pending range going into the down liquidity, which is the 1 hour range high. And look at this, easy longs here, and boom. Alright, so next pair will be GBP/USD here. Look at how beautiful is this 12-hour range. Let's refine if we have something. Nothing here, but look at this. Is the bias for New Year's session and the final down liquidity. So going to 1 hour, what do we see here? Which is also the news. Real quick. Real quick. For theory, we have flash services of GBP. So which will be here. We're in the 12-hour turtle soup. We don't need the turtle soup in 1 hour. It just complete this one. So now it reverses, creating this one. The ideal longs are here. Look at the time. This is the news. So inside this 15-minute range, we have the longs here, and going into the down liquidity, which will be here. Look at this also. What do you see in 1 hour? Here. Another pending range aiming the down liquidity. So really easy longs for today. Okay. Also important, here I took that long on USD-CAD. Why? Because we have great statement. So intro rates on USD-CAD. Let's check at 8 hours. Look at this beauty, and look at the time it will create the lower low. At the exactly 9 AM candle, but we need what? We need to create a 1 hour pending range. So from here, we want to go long below the 8 AM range after this happened. So from here are our longs. And where is the liquidity? It will be here. Here. Why exit here? Because it was creating new 15-minute candles until this happened. This one. And look at this. Every single time it creates a higher high, I was placing my stop loss below the candle, and finally open above and exited here on this candle exactly, which was the high of the, well, not of the day because it went higher later, but came back to my entry and then boom. Why low hanging fruit objective? only 25 pips for interest rate, because remember, my drawn liquidity was complete, which was this 1 month range here, perfect. So let me delete all of this and let's start for, first of all, I also wanted to remember this one, a lot of shit here, holy god. So also, when trading a correlated asset, CAT, and look at this, so we have already the bias for the news. For IM, look at this, we have this bias, but didn't take the liquidity before the news. So where the news? Here, it creates a 15-minute pending range, look at this, and going to final liquidity, final liquidity. Meaning what? It will go up on USD CAD. Perfect. All right. Once that's said, let's start for the episode of today. It will be the London Killzone setups. It will be really similar to New York Killzone setups. I don't want to say the same, but it's just a small difference. So, as your surprise, we have a range. As always, let me make it more realistic. All right. And there we go. Okay. So as always, this is a range. And when I say London setups, it's not about this is the Asian range, turtle soup, and go short 10 pips above, wait for a fair value gap here, after the market shift structure, and then lower. No, to me this is fucking bullshit. I don't subscribe this kind of models or setups or whatever you want to say about this bullshit. We are trading candles. We are trading the range expansion, remember. The benefit is that we already know, all right, we already know when the new candles will print. Meaning what? We already know which time frame will be the expansion of the candle. Meaning, for instance, for hour, we are trading the 1 a.m. candle, which will be London, the 5 a.m. candle, which will be London lunch, and the New York open. The 9 a.m. will be New York, and everything happens exactly the same. So for instance, going to 8 hours, this will be full London and London lunch, and 8 a.m., which will be the London open. This will be the full Asian and London. So having this, we already know when the expansion of the candle will be. So let's go to the first setup. Really simple. The most simple one. So imagine this is, let's say 4 hour, let's say 6 hour, 8 hour, I don't care, I don't know. I mean, when I say this is the range, this candle. And now imagine this is the London candle. Meaning that this will be London lunch or going to New York. So if this happens, we already know the bias for New York. That will be, in this case, a reversal. If London went like this, this, and 5 a.m. Sorry, this is 5 a.m. So if London went like this, you already know we want lower time frame bending range or SMT or failure swing, which is exactly the same. And we have the bias for going into London Lunge in New York. But also here, because we are trading this candle, not this one, this will be on the next episode on New York setups. Because we are trading this candle, we want to see something like this on New York. If this is 1 hour, we want to see this in 1 hour. This is the setup that we want to see. So here, we want to see something like this. Turtle soup, or SMT, or failure swing. What time? As you know, I don't like staying in this candle. For instance, at 3 a.m. we'll make the turtle soup. And then is time to trade, because this feels not every day, not every single day makes the turtle soup and expansion at the same time. We want to see the candles that are talking to us, meaning that if the turtle soup happens at 2 a.m., we don't need the 3 a.m. candle to come back and make another turtle soup, because the turtle soup is already done. I mean, this to me doesn't have any sense, because the turtle soup is already done. We also remember the failure swing episode. If this happened at 2:45, 2:50, 2:55, to me this is already the 3 a.m. candle. So the 3 a.m. candle looks like this in my eyes. So it will be something like this. Okay. And going into 5 a.m., it will just open. Imagine this is the 4 a.m. and this is the 5 a.m. That will be this candle here. Okay, really simple. So we want the turtle soup from one of these candles, and this will be the 5 a.m. London lunge. Okay, here. So this is the most simple setup, but it doesn't mean that simple. It's not what happens every single day. Actually, this is I would say, the most common setup. Okay. So let's see some examples. What I would do if I was you, it's going, because I was watching the June and July charts to make this episode, but you can go, for instance, to April and May and find every single day which setup happened, and not watching the setup like this, watching the setup in 4-hour time frame, and you only have 2 candles. For instance, this one, you see? Sorry. Here, what do we see? If this is Asian session, this is London, and this is New York. So let's see here, not only 4 hours, but maybe if you go to another time frame, you can see, look at this, something interesting. Look at the time that the turtle soup is done. You see, 4 a.m. Look at this is an inside bar, so turtle soup is done at that time, so we already know the 5 a.m. candle will be expansion candle going into this high, for instance, because we look at this 8 hours, so this will be the liquidity for the day. and here happened. Okay, look at this. This is a pending R. Really simple, right? So the first example will be on U. Okay, and look at this. Isn't it exactly what I just said? What do we see here? Look at this huge candle. It is activated here, and this is the round equity for New York. I will try just focus on these two candles, which will be London, because this will be about the next episode. So this is London. So if we are in a bullish range, doesn't mean that we can go short. No, look at this. So as you already know, going into lower time frame, what time is this? 3 a.m. It makes the turtle soup. When it's exactly the same price, you can see here. When it's exactly the same price, this is because of the broker. So maybe in FXCM or Rwanda or whatever, this high looks like this. So to me, this is a turtle soup, and look at this, we have the bias. And we exit here? No, we exit here and look at the time, 5 a.m. So to me, this will be the exit. But going step by step, let's see, let's refine our entry. So what do we see here? So 255, we wait for the next candle to open, that will be the new hour. So at the new hour, we want to close below and inside this 15-minute range to go short. Look exactly what happened here. So as soon as the next candle opens, power 3, and it's over long. Look at the wick touching the order block exactly. So where is the bias? Bearish. But we're exiting here. 9 pips, no. What time is that? It's a new candle, it's 4 a.m. So as soon as it breaks this low, meaning that it creates that turtle soup, we can exit the position here. This is our first exit. Where will be the next exit? The 4-hour time frame, new 5 a.m. candle. Here opens 5 a.m. So as soon as it creates this low, we have another exit opportunity here. Okay, so in this case I'm over. It's over for the trade. I don't care if it goes lower because the range that is leading right now is this one. And look exactly what happened on New York. Got this. Remember, when we complete the liquidity, we need a pending range to start and the next movement. And it's exactly what happened 1 hour here. Got this. It completes, but we want a pending range. Here starts a 4-hour candle, and look at this pending range going into the bias. Probably we have some 4-hour candle here, and finally here. So, okay, so let's go to the next setup. It will be on GBP. I think it's exactly the same day. No, for sure. Here. Oh, sorry, the next month. Quick. Okay. Okay. Quick. Yes. Well, okay, it's here, sorry. Second. I think. Yeah. Look at this, a really similar setup. In this case, the range is on, look at this. We have this 8-hour range. Look at this candle. This to me, it is inside. Look at this. It's almost inside, so it doesn't need to be perfect because this is 8-hour candles, and the difference between being out or in is not even a half of the pip. So this is the range going into New York. But what do we see here? A bias and probably maybe a partial. So which candle is this one? Okay, so this is 3 a.m., but I don't remember if there is some important, maybe this one. Let me check. So maybe it's not this day what I was, even that is really green, because we had the drop. Okay, yeah. So this is daily chart. I remember that we have this 3 days range, which this will be also the bias, and the dragon equity we can refine into 1 day, and this is the turtle soup. It happened on London. So here are the best long entries, the best opportunities to go long. And look at the time, it's London. So it doesn't mean we can go short, no. Actually, we had this range that completes before London. So when it completes the range, you want a pending range to be created. So in this case, it's better going short here or wait and go higher. So as we can see, it creates what? This is a failure swing, meaning that to me this is a range. Look at this. Look at this. 30-minute range. Perfect. The best longs are here on the order block here. We don't see, but going into 15-minute, let's look at this here. While we are inside the 15-minute candle and 30-minute candle, so as soon as this one close above, we're still on London. But look at the time; it's almost 4 a.m. But look at this: the turtle soup is already done, and we have done the turtle soup of high time frame range. Meaning what? We don't need to create another pending range. Why? Because the pending range is already done. Because look at this is complete, and this is the pending range. So that will be an intra-turtle soup that we don't need. Meaning that these are long, but we are not going out. Well, it's 3 pips, so we can exit here, but this is the final dragon equity. Let's see if it doesn't complete on this day, meaning that we have the bias for the next day, and exactly what happened. Really simple. Actually, this is another setup that I will comment later. Let me write it if I don't have. Yes, I already wrote. So this setup, it's really clear, right? So this one. In this case, it's better trading on New York because we are trading expansion, not the turtle soup, but we can trade all the single moves. Okay, I'm going to explain now the best when this happens is the most simple London setup. We still on this kind of time frames. Imagine 4 hours. In this case, this is a 4-hour range. This is Asia, and this is the London Open, right? So remember, if we are bullish here, where do we want the support to hold? So we want the range low of the range that is creating our, the candle that is creating our range. Well, we want the range acting, the range low acting as a support. So when this happens, it's perfect. This is the classic setup of AMD or Power 3 or whatever you want to say. Look at this. This is Asia. This is the manipulation, and this is the distribution. What is this exactly? This is a pending range, right? And this will be optimal entries in case that this happen here, and this is the 1 a.m. So it will look like this. If it's something like this, and this is from 1 a.m., it will look like this, which to me, this is even better. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this, because you already know that, because you already know how it closes the previous candle. So you already know that this movement, it's everything fake. It's just to make an interturtle soup. And what are we waiting to expect something here in low time frame? This. We want a pending range in 1 hour. For instance, that will be 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and easy longs. If the 1 hour candle closes like here, we already know that 5 a.m. will complete the movement. Okay, will complete, and then we'll know if when it completes it reverses or it keeps going higher. We exit here. We have to exit, that we already know. Here, when the 5 a.m. candle opens, but in this case, unfinished job here, so we can exit here. And imagine this is now the 5:55, so we want the next candle, which will be the 6 a.m. to open and go out when it makes a higher high. Okay, it's clear. So let's find some examples. So let's go to USD CAD. Let's go to clean chart. All right, so the day is 2nd of July. The trade I took, I think I already commented. Okay, so look at this beauty. So going into 4 hours, remember, look at the time. This is the 1 a.m. candle. Look at this is a fair swing. But we can change the time frame to find something like this. This is an interturtle soup. This is our bias, not driven liquidity. It's our bias, bearish. This will be our final common liquidity. Okay, so going into 1 hour, look at this. This is 2 a.m. So from the end of this candle or the beginning of this one are our shorts. Why not here? Because this is still Asia. I don't trade at that time yet. It doesn't mean we can trade this, but it's simply that I wake up at the beginning of this candle and I go for one of the charts in one of two candles between 250, 50 and 30 more or less. This is when I go into the charts. So remember, I already commented that one, but I shorted here on this bearish candle. So here, and stop loss is safe in one of the range high here or here. This one is alright. So we already know the 4-hour candle expansion. So this is the 1 a.m. So going into 5 a.m. it will be still bearish. So where we can exit? Look at this. It's not even at 20 pips, so we can wait going into New York. What is a good exit candle? The 10 a.m. Here. This was my exit exactly. Oh, sorry, it was this one. This is the 10 a.m. here, and if you can just take some partial here and let the trade run. Look at this, it fails to create the lower low, so for the next day, what do we want? Continuing lowers. Really simple. So next example on GBP on 3rd of June here. So what do we see here? Maybe in 8 hours. Look at this. So nothing here. Yeah. So the context is we already complete this 12-hour candle. Look at this, how perfect. So from here, reversal. But look at 1 day. 1 day range. This is still the trend liquidity, so we just create a pending range to go higher. Another really simple, not only 1 day, but 1, 2, 3, and look at how it closed this candle. So we already know that the next one it will make a higher high, and look at this, create another range. So going into what I was trying to say. So which is the setup? What do we see here? This is the 1 a.m. expansion. So we're trying this candle. So the turtle soup already happened on Asian, but look at the distribution. It's almost close to zero. So we expect another turtle soup here if the turtle soup is already done. And look at this. We have our intra turtle soup. We expect something like this. No, this already happened on that candle. So in the next candle, we just wait for our expansion. And what happened here? It failed to create the complete this range. So as soon as it creates the lower low, we can exit here, and it creates another candle, so we can go long and blah 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 blah. Easy, right? But just focusing on London, what do we see here? Which candle is this one? 3 a.m. What is this? A failure swing and probably an SMT with EU, DXY, or whatever. Meaning what? Meaning that we trade that week. So look at this range, turtle soup, and failure swing. So when this happens, we already know that all of these are shorts. For instance, short, short, etc. Right? Everything is shorts. We are not fearful to something like this. This already happened here. So we just expect the distribution. We exit here. No, look at the time. Almost 5 a.m. and the objective is not done. So we can exit here. It completes. This is a good exit. And probably this will be a good exit too. You can improve that exit. No, you can. Every exit is an entry. Sorry, I was still in the chart. Every exit is an entry. So like this, and going into here. If this is a surprise that the news are bullish, I don't think so. Okay, next scenario. Another example. 6th of June. All right, so this is 6. Maybe there's a okay, we have that range. So we don't need to complete the range, but we have the bias. And look at this. So if the turtle soup happened on Asia, we know that the next candle expansion will be in London, the 1 a.m. candle, going into the round liquidity. Here we can refine and look at this beauty. So 3 a.m. and look at also where we at. We want the range high to act like a resistance. So as soon as it creates, look at the time, 55 and 3 a.m. turtle soup. So shorts. Let's see order block here. Short. Okay, now bias is complete, but it's 12 pips only. So we need this. No, we doesn't need this. Why? Because our exit could be the 5 a.m. candle. Well, actually, this happens at the 450, so it's a red flag to still go in the shorts, but let's trust. Look at this. We can trust, but because the liquidity is lower. Look at this. This is New York news and open below. So when opens below, it needs to restart this range, and when it restarts, low hanging fruit objective, that will be one of these. This or this will be a range. This high, when it restarts, we just keep going lower. So going to the next day, I don't know what happened next. Maybe it has created another bullish range. Well, so we have new. This is NFP, and this is just intact Dragon liquidity. So we already know the bias for the next movement. But we are not holding the trade till here. We are exiting at 5 a.m. candle. I mean, we don't need to exit here, but look at this, 8 a.m. with news, opens below, so the stop could be something like this. And we went long, we went short here, so 3 hours, it's more than enough, okay? Next. Let's make the last example of this setup. Level. Here. All right, so look at this. So this is the high time frame range. So we will look for longs. Now in the context, the 11th, but this we don't need to complete this one. Remember, in this case, in a bullish range, when it opens below, when it opens above, it needs to restart the range, right? But remember, as soon as it creates a new range, it will use it to follow the trend. So we were focused on this one, but when this one opened, this is the one that we trust. Okay. And so what happened here? Well, actually, this happened in New York. The trade on London will be here. Remember, opens above, so needs to go here. And then when it's restarted, we can go long. Okay. But this is not the setup I wanted now, but we don't care, we can trade, of course. So look at the time, 2 a.m., big distribution, but look at the wicks where are stopping. The daily range low acting as a support. And also we have what? We have this, and we have Tardo Sub. So where are our longs? So imagine, this is Tardo Sub, first long opportunity, second one will be power free inside of the range, second one, and then let's wait a close above here, and look at this candle. This is the 15-minute order block here, and okay, so that will be an easy 20 pips, so more than enough. So as we said, as we saw, we have news at 8 a.m. or 8:30 maybe. But this need to restart. Oh, sorry, no news here. So when this restart, so maybe these are longs going into the liquidity. And this is what happened. Yes. Okay. Now let's see low probability conditions. Let's change and let's find out. Let's draw a very setup. So imagine now that this is exactly the same. This is the 21 Asian session, and this is the 1 a.m. London Open. So imagine this is already done at 2 or 1 a.m. Okay, so the range is complete, and there is no clear range, or there is a range, two ranges that are contradicting each one. So when this is already done before the 3 a.m. to open, we can expect something like this. This is now 1 hour candles. This was the 2021 and 1 a.m. and this is now 1 hour candles. So this could be the 3 a.m. This could be 4 a.m. and maybe going into New Year. This could be 5 a.m. and something like this. Okay. So a red flag is when the range is complete before you start the session. Let's see some example of this also. July. Okay. Let me clear everything. Well, that's clean. Wait, hours. Okay, yeah. So look at this. So we have this clear range. And look at the time that it was complete at Asian session. So in London, even that you have here a good expansion of 20 pips, opening below at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. I mean, it looks like consolidation, you see? And when you see 8-hour chart, look at the candles. It completes and rangy. This is 8 hours, so in 8 hours only did this. And going into, I think this is New York. Yeah. And going into New York, it makes the movement, but we're focusing on London now, so till here. You see? That's everything that happened in London. Nothing. And remember, everything is fractal, so if this range was 4 hours, so the 1 a.m. candle would look like this, and 5 a.m. candle would look like this, and probably the next 9 a.m. candle would be the one that will continue lower. If this happens on 1 hour, So this could be 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and 5 a.m. Continuing lower. Everything is fractal. This case is a case that is a red flag to trade. Okay. It doesn't mean we can trade, but it could be difficult than the previous setups that I said. All right. The next one will be a sequence. A sequence is what? Sequence is something like this. I'm gonna do freestyle now, but imagine. This is 1 hour candles. This is the 2 a.m. At 3 a.m. it makes the turtle soup. So we have the bias. And probably we have some dough here. So we want to go lower. Our shorts will be something like up here. So we already know how the next candle will be. Lower. But look at this. Is this complete? No. This is what also a previous candle because it didn't reach the liquidity. So the 5 a.m. candle could look like this. So now this range is complete. But what happened next? When it completes, we want a pending range to be created and then go higher, right? So this is 6 a.m. We have the pending range or turtle soup or failure swing or S&T, whatever. Here, you already know, right? So you already know the next candle. And now we have created a range. The 1 a.m. candle. This is 4 hour. So the 1 a.m. candle looks like this. This is the 5 a.m. candle. So this is the sequence. When we don't need a high time frame range that are telling us a story, because just focusing 1 hour, we know how. So opens above, so we want to go lower. Here is the bias. What will be the next candle if it closes below the range? So at least we want this to happen. That creates a lower low. If this happens, we want a lower low. So this is 5 a.m. So this is a good exit because it creates another high time frame candle. So if this is a good exit to reverse, that means that probably we have some intraday soup or new candle exit opportunity that will be 6 a.m. etc. So another good exit or another entry here. Good entries. Imagine this is 7 a.m. and the liquidity it is not reached. And imagine we have news at 8:30. So what we can expect something like this. In this case, this is a restarted range because first went higher counter trend to the liquidity, so it needs to go lower. And look, we can find something like this in 5 minutes, a pending range, and then the news driving us to the liquidity. In this case, restarted range. In case that opened below, this is a pending R, so we can refine this candle as a bias and final down liquidity. In this case, this is how it looks like in 5 minutes. If the down liquidity is not reached, exactly what happens today, this is bias, and reach. When it reaches, it can create something like this. So range done, meaning what? Reversal. And that will be 9 a.m., 10 a.m., new 4-hour candle, and something like this. This is what I was saying. Actually, this is exactly what I say on my live trade. I draw something like this, going into the 2-day range low, and I sold again here. I'm going into here, high time frame range complete, and reversal. So let's see some examples of the sequence. Alright, so I just wanted to make sure that the audio is okay. So let's continue with the video. Okay. So on 10th. Look at this. This is exactly what I just said. Look at the candles. We don't have a clear range here. Okay. You don't have anything. So we are only focusing on low time frame ranges. So look at this. This 3 a.m. So this is not silver bullet and that bullshit. 4 a.m. opens above. So where is our next liquidity? Here. But this is not the new candle. It will be this one. So here it is a good exit. It depends, of course. Yeah, it's almost 20 bips, so it's a good exit. Maybe we can see something like this or this. 55 here. So as soon as it creates this range height acting like a resistance. So easy shorts here, and the order lock will be this one. So that is it breaks this candle. So as soon as this opens, this is short, going into here. We don't exit here, we can exit on this candle, but maybe we can refine to the next 6 a.m. candle. That will be this one. So this could be our second exit. And remember, every exit is an entry. So this could be an exit at the new 1-hour candle, aiming here. But if we enter here, we don't exit here. We want, because in this case, already created an R, while we don't have any R here. But in London, it created a range move, meaning that probably this is a range. Let's see some beautiful. Well, it's not really green, to be honest. Well, we have this one. Yes, this one also. We'll just focus on that high. That high would be our exit, which was our, also the London high. So what is the new 6 a.m. candle here? So good long opportunities and good exit from our shorts and going long. The new candle is here. This we exit here. No, we don't need to exit here. We can exit here. So this is not the beginning and not the end of the candle, so we can just place a stop below here. It makes a higher high, so we place a stop here and got stopped out at profit here. And now look at the time, 35 and 10 a.m. creates a pending range. So the pending range, it's probably this candle. These are the longs. So you see the cycles, right? You don't need a high time frame range. Just focusing what 1 hour range is telling to you, you can just make your trading so simple. Okay, another example. When we have a really clear range, something like this. When the range is really clear, it will probably do something like this. This is a turtle soup. Imagine this is a 12-hour or daily candle. That could be, I don't know, 6-hour or 4-hour the turtle soup, and this could be 2 hours or 1 hour candles. That is going up, 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 and what? Remember, we are going into the last quarter. We expect this to happen? I don't think so. Why? That was so clean. Not even a single turtle soup in lower time frame. So what do we expect? Something like this. That could be a restarted range if it opens above, or it could be a really easy pending range if it opens first below and then going higher. When this setup happens, you already know, you have experience on the markets, that the bigger move will happen on New York. Why? Because most of the time New York is where the news are. So this will be probably the 8:30 move going into the ground liquidity. So what do we expect on London? A fake move. A fake move doing what? Restarting or creating the turtle soup of the pending range going into the ground liquidity. This is not a short opportunity. If it opens above, if this happens, this is not a short opportunity to go here. No, it will go here and then up. So JP on 10th of July. I hope this is being clear. We don't want ABC setup because this is a pattern. You don't want to be a pattern trader. You want to understand the markets. Okay. So what do we see here? So this is a clear range. I think we had SMT on you. I don't remember. In case that we don't, it's just a failure swing. So to me, it looks like this. Look, it tried to make the high the lower low here, and it failed. See, first drawing liquidity and second drawing liquidity. We need to New York. So this is London. We want London to be that easy? No. Look at this. 2 a.m. The 3 a.m. opens up above. And look at this. It fails. So when it fails, we already know the bias, but it doesn't mean that it makes just a bit retracement and we go long. No. Opened above. So this is our new drawing liquidity. But we have two things here. First one is that we had SMT with EU, so to me this is complete. In my eyes it looks like this. So the 1 hour range is restarted. But second one, we don't need this. Remember, when we are going counter trend, we use this one until a new candle is created. A new candle meaning a new range. So when a new range is created, we have now this one. And where are our longs? Here. Look at the time. 3:55, but it makes a higher high and breaks lower. This is already the next candle. Look at this is a first swing. So that would be, for instance, I don't know, this another lock and longs inside the range. And going into the round liquidity, but this is only 6 pips. Remember the next one. And easy. So next one, USD CAD. Go fast. Second. Okay, this was this week. I remember perfectly. Remember we had this 1 month liquidity, right? So when we are at the last quarter, which is this one here. Look what happened. Look at this. Here, well, actually, look at this beauty. Okay, so this is a clear range, right? Aiming the down liquidity, which is this one. But look at this. We need to restart this one before going higher. From here are our longs. What I say, most of the times this happens on London. It makes the retracement, and then New York the continuation higher. Look at this. What happened here? It fails, so we already know that this is just a retracement to do higher. By the way, this is the trade I took, but my focus is here now. So where is the candle that we are trading on London? The 1 a.m. So this one. So opens above, and this is 3 a.m. This is a turtle soup. So let's find an entry. Like this. So we want to break below and order block. Okay. So low hanging fruit objective. We don't want more than this, or the new 5 a.m. candle open. This is 5 a.m. now, but look at this shit, it's not even 10 pips, so we want to hold the trade here. Look at the time, it's the new candle, it's 7 a.m. So in 1 hour, we have a range here, and we can refine 15, 5, yes. Let's try to go long on, well, this is actually New York, but let's try to go long before breaking this high here, the next power of 3. And we exit. By the way, everything is longs. We don't exit here. Why? Because we are so close to the down liquidity. So just let price do its magic. Done. Okay, let's find out another example. GP. Okay. Clean R. So let's go to lower time frame. In this case, I think we had some SMT here on EU. I don't know if it was this candle that made the lower low. I don't remember. But look at this. We are not on the last quarter, basically, but because this was the CPA day and we were on the first quarter. So what we expect is just to higher resistance liquidity run, and at the half of the range, just low resistance liquidity run. This is advanced, but you don't need this. So what do we see here and what do we see here? This one is a, if I remember, yeah, this was the GDP maybe, or CPI, no, GDP of GBP, and open above, going counter trend. So when opens above, going counter trend, the take profit is low hanging fruit. Look at this, and also look at the time, 3 a.m. So 3 a.m. in this case it fails, so this is a feeder swing and probably also some SMT, but we don't care. Feeder swing and going. So you know, as soon as it restarted, needs to create a pending range, which is the feeder swing. So here are our longs. Longs, etc. Longs. So going into what's happened here, going to New York, opens below. And look at the time, it's 5 a.m. So we can go long. We're getting closer to the news. We are not scared. We're not fearful here to the classic ICT pattern. No. This is a new opportunity to go long, actually. And well, another example. So which was the R? I don't remember. Maybe this one, I don't know. Exactly. So we're inside this one. The turtle soup is down here. This is a figure swing. This is probably a restarted range. It maybe opens above and needs to restart here. And look at this. When it restarted, low hanging fruit objective. That is also the range low. So, well, this is actually I commented this one at the, not the first, but second model, remember, easy. But we are focusing now here. In this case, we don't have any turtle soup. When this happens, just see a correlated asset what's doing. Third. Third. Yes. Well, this is actually New Year. But look at this. We are using this one. No. As soon as it creates a new pending range, it will use it to go higher. When it creates a high time frame range, what we want to see in lower time frame? Another pending range. In this case, a filler swing with SMT with XY, I think. If I'm not wrong. So this is our entries going long. Look at this. This is our order block. Look at the time. We can trade from here, more or less. So in this case, because there was news at 8:15 and 8:30 here, we can just go long as close as possible to the news. And this is also an SMT here. You see, 8 a.m. Remember, here and here. So longs here and longs here. Going into the final drawn liquidity. Yes. Remember that this date fails, so we already know the bias for the next week. And let's complete this R. Okay. And if you see the big image, you can see exactly the same here. You don't want to see something like this clean. In the last quarter, we want to restart to create a pending range. Maybe in Forex.com. think this was a SMT here, and finally completes this one. Okay, this model is clear also. And let's see the final one, that it's more common on New York, because this depends a lot for the news, because it's a consolidation before the move, but it could also happen without news and in London. It could be something like this. Well, actually this is really similar with the second model I said, which is to be AMD scenario in Asia, Tardal sub or manipulation on London Open, and higher. So let's see. This example happened this month also on you see the Lorentz law acting as a support and changing the state of delivery, and the 1 AM candle is this one, is the one we trade. We also have an intra-Tardal sub. So we expect a lower time frame pending R or failure swing at 3 or 4 AM, in this case at 3 AM. And easy longs, this is not the drawn liquidity, but this one. Or also the 5 AM candle. Here, 55, and exit here. Something like this. We are always aiming for 3 hours. That could be a scenario. You can exit here at 2 hours, or you can just leave the trade to run. And finally, okay, this is also a good example of what I just said before. It doesn't go like this. No. In this case, opens were above. It is opening above. So we want to go short, then low, higher. I don't know if it is a bit better. Yes, we can refine a bit. In this case, is also restarted R. So as soon as the news made the lower low, here is a buy and going into the. Also, this is a long because it is the last leg, and it failed to create the higher high. So it's the longs, and in this case we are just aiming on 1 hour. We can aim for 3 or 4 hours here, and also 4, 5, 6 are here because we are very low of the R. Okay, so I think what I wanted to say with this episode is that don't be a pattern trader. Understand R's, understand the narrative of and the context of the higher time frame R, what it's telling to you, and just finding the lower time frame R's, how it's opening, above, below, going counter trend, creating a pending range, depend of the time, depend of the candle expansion that we are trading, if it's a 1 AM or 5 AM. You know, you need to be smart and be aware of what the market is telling to you, okay? So thank you for watching and see you on next one.